I come from a marketing background, and in marketing, the basic principle is that products compete for customers. We have a group of Highlanders supporters that are organizing an event which coincides with an event organized by PSL. So for us as Highlanders, we support both events. We will participate in both events, and we will advertise for both events. Where the customer votes remains to be seen.
So when the customer votes remains
to be seen.
Are you comfortable with what is being called a boycott of the match?
You see, boycott is an interesting word. Is it boycott with a small political, or is it a boycott in terms of product? Because when somebody walks into a shop and decides to buy Coca-Cola and not Fanta, it's you can either look at it and say they are buying Coca-Cola, or you can look at it and say they are boycotting Fanta. So I'm not sure whether I am answering your question.
No, my question is not being answered because the supporters that have been called for whatever is being done on Sunday at the clubhouse have coined this a boycott, and that's, for me, it directly means a protest against something which they have stated. They're not happy with the 6,000 fine. They're not happy with what happened in Shamba. They've called it a boycott. You might explain it the way you want to explain it. They have called it a boycott.
Okay, here's the issue. I don't think they are not happy with 6,000 that Highlanders has been fined, because if they were not happy, they would not fundraise towards paying that 6,000. So I take it that they are happy with a small edge to say this is what we have. Highlanders has been fined for what have happened in Shamba. That cannot be changed possibly at the moment. So as members of Highlanders, we need to gather around and find a way of helping Highlanders pay the 6,000. If it was a boycott in its true sense, they would probably be asking Highlanders not to pay the 6,000. But these people are saying, no, let's pay. Let's work within the regulations of PSL. Whether we think PSL is correct or not correct, but let's work within the confines of their rules and regulations. And the rules and regulations say, if there is anything of any sort that deserves a $6,000 fine, Highlanders will be charged and Highlanders should pay. So they're helping us to pay.
Don't you think that there might be rogue elements behind the so-called boycott, the so-called protest? Because I gather from my sources that some security issues have been raised about the event and about what could possibly happen at Barberfield Stadium on Sunday.
There's always that risk. You want to ask the same question to PSL and say, PSL, when you asked a big match like the Chibugu quarterfinal to be played at Watsanai, did you assess the risk in terms of the size of the field, the emergency exits, the construction that is there, the stones that are lying around? Did you assess the risk? Because football will always have a risk. If you want to play at Barberfield, there's always a risk that some people whose interests are not necessarily football will hijack the event and throw stones and sing songs that are derogatory and bring in political messages. That risk is always there. Should we sit at home therefore and not participate in events because of a risk which we know is always part of football? No, we will not sit at home. But we will do try and assess the size of the risk and then weigh the options. Is this risk worth taking or not? What size is it? Should the risk turn into a reality? What is our capability of controlling it? These are the issues that should be brought to the table. And the people that are organizing the fundraiser, I'm sure we've been clear to them that they need to make those assessments and prepare adequately for that. Even we as Highlanders, we are trying to make sure that there's minimal